morning. Hello, I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com. Welcome to Psychic Cafe. Are we live? It looks like we are. Welcome to Psychic Cafe. In a bit of a rush this morning, sorry. A little bit late, a little bit flustered, still like plugging everything in when it turned at 8 o'clock. So, but I'm here now, that's what counts. Let me just go and get my coffee, it's still in the kitchen. And then I'll be ready. Now, I'm ready. How is everyone? Are you good? I'm very good. I wanted to talk today about the energy update today and what happened to me yesterday, because the energy update today, today's tarot is about a manifestation turning around. And what I explained in that reading is exactly what happened to me yesterday. In fact, what happened to me yesterday was pretty much a mixture of today's tarot and today's tarot. But it was toward the end of the day that today's tarot kind of happened. So I'll be explaining that this morning. And about manifestations turning around. Hey, Barbara. So let's do the mini reads first, because I'm pretty sure. Is it you that booked in, Barbara? Yes, it is. Barbara, thank you so much for booking in for your one question read. If anyone else is on here live with me and you want one, you can book in now. I've put a link there in the live chat. Book yourself in, let's do it. If you're watching the replay, you can do it as well. It's Friday today. Okay, so if you book in and you're on the replay, then yours will be done on Monday. At the beginning of Monday's show, then I'll send you the link to the replay. So book whenever you like for these. Makeup looking this morning. I'm just checking myself. I'm not really asking you. Okay, Barbara, thanks for walking in. Is my intuition off? My so-called long-time friends are not there when I need them. For some reason today was the straw that broke the camel's back. It's the same thing that happened to me yesterday. Is it me or them, like I suspect? I can't wait for you to listen to today's show, because I've got so much to say about what happened to me, and it's to do with today's tarot had being alone but around other people. There was that kind of element in it, and it's like, what the hell is that about? Well, about exactly what you're talking about, Barbara. That's what it's about. And then today's is about manifestation turning around. And what's that about? It's about what we've just been through with this contradiction of people, not people. I'm with them, but I'm not with them. It's like being in a crowd, but feeling alone. That was the energy yesterday. So it doesn't surprise me. Hey, Mandy. Good to see you in here. We haven't seen you for a while. So, Barbara, let's get some cards out for you about your particular situation. But stick around, Barbara, because what I'm talking about today and about how it is that we're manifesting what it is that we want. Because for a few weeks I've talked about I'm not actually manifesting a partner. I wasn't really not interested, but kind of not involved in it. Now I am. Now I'm manifesting a partner. And it's all to do with this. So it doesn't surprise me, your question, but let's focus in on your friends. I've got a feeling like your vibe has surpassed them. And it's just that feeling of this isn't jiving with me. These people take my vibe down, and I'm on my way up, kind of thing. Not in a snobby kind of way, and not in a judging them kind of a way. Just that something doesn't feel right now. There's something out of alignment, and they're feeling it too. It's nobody's fault. But yeah, you're creating, love, what is, and success is what you've got here. You are creating something else, right? Something better for you. You're on a trajectory of raising your vibration and manifesting and attracting something in. And it's like, well, things and people fall away by the wayside, and that happens. It's like, say, I'll reframe your question. I've been learning and growing, and now I've graduated school, and it just doesn't feel right to be in the school that I'm in anymore. Is it them or is it me? And it's like, it's everything. It's just time to graduate, you're onwards and upwards. So this is a sign Am I back? We had a power cut. There was a few power cuts yesterday. Sorry about that. It was me that lost connection. Power went out, only for a few seconds, but it was enough to shut down my Mac, shut off the Wi-Fi, and the rest of it. So we're still kind of booting back up. Let me know if I'm back on. I should be. There I am. Okay. Now, what was I saying? Yes, you're manifesting something new. Nothing's going wrong here. Your vibration is just rising up, and you're all noticing the difference. They will have noticed the difference. You will have noticed the difference too. The mismatch of energies, and it doesn't feel good to anyone. And so what happens in those kind of situations is like can be like feeling like a bitchy situation or backstabby and things like that, you know. It's just growing apart. That's the growing apart energy. So don't worry about it, Barbara. That is what's going on. And that is what I'm talking about today. So your intuition is right. Long-term friends, they're not there when you need them, because you're on an elevated path now. Like I said, like not snobbish or anything like that. It's nothing like that. It's just it's onwards and upwards kind of thing. The vibrations are not the same. So from your perspective, it's kind of them. Yeah, it's that they're not there for you anymore, because it's hard to be there for people who are surpassing you, because there's nothing to give anymore. Do you know what I mean? It's like if you ask someone to give you something, like, as we have been doing with partners that aren't kind of on our level too, they can't. They just don't have it in them. So no, they can't be there for you. But it's onwards and upwards. And funnily enough, that is exactly what I'm talking about today. So what I wanted to tell you about was happened to me yesterday. I went to training in the morning, and at the moment I'm training at the old gym because the island has gone quiet and the old gym is very small. And when the island got busy, it got difficult to train there because there's not a lot of space, and they'll kind of prioritize the new people and all of that type of thing, because they want the repeat customer, of course. Anyway, it meant that the level of training that I get just wasn't there anymore, so I stopped going. It wasn't just for that reason that I stopped going there. I switched to the other gym because to be honest, there's a better vibe at the other gym. The people at the old gym there was drama and gossip and stuff like that. There was just like stuff that I didn't want to be involved with, right? And it got a little bit like, instead of, yay, you know, yay, I'm going training. And especially because it's my only social life. The gyms where I go there, it's my only social life. I work at home alone. I rarely go out socializing, drinking and stuff like that. And so, anyway, what happened yesterday? I've been going to the old gym because the island's quiet, because they owe me money at the old gym, so I'm kind of training for free there. Not for free, for money that I paid back in COVID days. The new gym, my 50 class pass had run out, so I thought I'll just switch while the island's quiet and I'll use up some of that money there. But yesterday morning, I was pretty much ignored by them all there, and it seemed like that, like really bitchy. It's like I was left out, and as I was leaving, it got me down. And as I was leaving, I was pretty much like trying to say goodbye to everyone, and they've got like the backs to me, and they're just like completely ignoring me. Even the owner, just completely ignoring me. And I'm just like, that's it, I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back. And so I got on my bike and I rode away, but I was really down, because that was supposed to be my happy time, you know, my training. I love training and my social time, but it wasn't. It was a really rejecting kind of an experience. Anyway, I was pretty down. I was pretty down when I came home, and I was, I just potted around, and I cooked something, and I did my laundry, and I just kind of potted around, and then I started pampering myself a little bit to make myself feel better, because I was really feeling it, like I've got to, you know, and realizing I've got to do something about this, you know. There was a bit of fear of lack in me, of wanting to use up that money rather than get a new 50 pack from the new place. And it's like, okay, maybe I didn't it wasn't like the highest vibing reasons that I went back to the old gym. And so it doesn't surprise me that the same stuff has come up again, of why I left there in the first place. And I miss the new gym. I miss my friends there. I miss how that group dynamic lifts me up, and that social life there. And so yeah, it's time to go back there. So it's kind of processing all of that and feeling a little bit better. And then a couple of things arrived for me, just things that I'd ordered. One of the things months back, I'll show you it. But first of all, there was just something that I'd ordered. One of those head massages over there. You know, one of those head massages. You've seen that clip of the cat that's got like the head massager on it and its eyes are rolling in its head. One of those, and it's like a really good one. I bought one a couple of months ago and it was cheap and it didn't even work and I sent it back. But this one, it's more expensive. You can use it wet and dry. It's not even that expensive, but it was just like one of the more expensive ones. It's really good. That arrived and I was giving myself a head massage and it was so good. It made such a difference. I did it on my jaw as well. Anyway, so that made me feel good. And then this arrived. Let me show you. Oh my God, I'd ordered this ages ago. You might have seen the picture on social media already. And look at the box. It says, your day just got a lot better. And on the sticker, when you open it up, it says, open me and smile. Open me with a smile, right? And so this had, I'm like, this is a custom-made thing that I had made. And I ordered it months ago because, I don't know if you watched Tati, the makeup channel on here, but she got one of these handbags made for it. And I think she had 3 or something like that. And she was showing us in a video months ago. And she was saying like these bags, like they're better than like the designer bags that you can get for like 10 times the price. And it's just this woman that's making them handmade and they're amazing. And straight away I went and had a look at the Instagram and she was having like 15% off sale or something like that. And they were already so cheap. And I'm like, I'm ordering one, like, because these she should be charging thousands for them, not the amount that she was charging for them. So I kind of jumped on it, knowing that the price is going to go sky high on these when she realizes just how much they're worth, you know. And so this box arrived, and it just the messaging on it, and because the whole very aspect of this woman's vibration that makes these bags. With the box and everything and what it says on it, it's like, this is a high vibing person, right, that's tuned in and aligned. And it's not the stuff that made me happy. Well, it kind of is. You see this, it's awesome. But it's the vibration of this woman has come through in this product anyway. Look at it. It's got a load of care instructions and a beautiful little letter from her as well. Made in Poland by hand. I ordered it months ago, right? And I'd pretty much forgotten about it. And I got all these calls yesterday, and I'm like, who's calling me? I wasn't even answering because I had a water delivery too, and I didn't even go out. I pretended not to be in. I just wanted to be alone because I wasn't feeling good. I don't want to answer phones and see people when I'm not feeling good. And so I ignored my phone, and then he showed up anyway, the delivery guy, because I needed to pay money. You know, import duties or whatever on it. And so I did that, I paid that. And I'm like, what is it? And I realised, here it is. It's a bag, a handbag that I've had made. And this is it. Isn't it gorgeous? So it came with this tassel thing. I picked it all out. I picked this colour because I don't have a bag like this, with silver on it. She messaged me, but I didn't see the message. It was from Etsy, so I didn't see the message. I don't know, Etsy didn't send an email through to let me know that she'd messaged me on there. It's from Nade, N-A-F, N-A-D-E-N-A-F. You can find her on Instagram and Etsy. And so she chose the lining of it just to match the bag because I didn't respond of what lining I wanted. But the rest of it I chose. It's got this short strap, a handle, and a long strap as well. A spare, isn't it so cute, the attention to detail, a spare opening clasp in case I lose one or something, a spare opening ring, but she's tied a little purple thing around it as well. Just the attention to detail is amazing, and so I'm so happy. It really made my day, that. And here's the thing, is when I was ordering it, was a point where I was kind of getting worried about my money. It had taken a downturn at the time, and it was going down and down and down and down. I must have had some dental work going on at the time. And it seemed frivolous to buy this. It was like $250 or something like that. $250 for this. It's worth way more. Way more. I'd rather have this than the Chanel bag. It's like so cool. Anyway. But you know what? There was something that made me get it. Even though I was like, I shouldn't be spending money on this right now, the biggest part of me said to myself, if I don't get this now, these are going to be worth, like, she's going to be asking way more for them, like, later on. And so I did anyway, and it was good that I did. And the whole progression of this and the way that I felt turning around, when suddenly, through the bag arriving, I was with like light vibration of people, even though I was here by myself. Suddenly I was with light vibration people, right? And it made me realize that I kind of I have been off with my vibration. I've been focused more on the clearing things up in myself. I've not been manifesting. I've not been doing my usual thing of gratitude and manifesting and high vibration stuff, or even setting goals. And so I'm in this program group kind of thing. And so I connected back in with those people as well, more of my vibration kind of people, yesterday online. And then there was just like a string of things that happened, right, that were lifting my mood, like one thing after another, until I could hardly sleep last night because I was so excited and feeling so good, like the energy update today, today's tarot today is the manifestation turnaround. I'm manifesting now. And doesn't it just make sense, like, that it wasn't, there's no wrongness in what I was going through in the last few months or even a couple of years. It was right. And even ordering that bag to arrive on the day where I needed that kind of confirmation that, like, as you say, Barbara, it's not me, it's them, but it's kind of both of us. And it's like, okay, get back on track. Stop trying to be around these people and get back on track where I'm at. And then you focus and all of that kind of thing. And so there is manifestation turnaround energy, but it's not because someone's coming in to do it for us. It's because of ourselves and where we're taking ourselves. So I'm really happy about that. Also, in other news too, I don't know whether I had it on Wednesday's show, or whether I just ordered it or what. I've got a water pick now. To clean my teeth with, and it's amazing. It's really good. I love it. I highly recommend them. Do you want to see it? I'll show you. I haven't used it this morning because I didn't have time. I wanted to do it before I started this, before I did my lipstick, but I didn't have time. It's this, a water pick, and I got you can get like devices that are, like, I've got a box unit and then it connects with a hose kind of thing, but I don't really have the space in here, so I got the portable one. And so you just put tap water in here, and then you click this. I won't do it because there'll be water everywhere. And then you just with mouth closed, otherwise it comes out and flies out everywhere. And you spray yourself. You have to like seal your mouth around it, but you just go over your teeth and it blasts through. It's like pulse, quite a high pulse, and it blasts through, and it's like floss and brushing your teeth at the same time, it brushes your teeth. Like, it does a better job than a brush, for sure. It cleans like in between your teeth and all around your teeth and all of that. And your mouth is clean and you've only just used water. So I absolutely love this. I ordered it after the dentist debacle, thinking like I need to be able to sort things like that out myself if I get something lodged in the future. And it's brilliant. If you haven't got a water pick, get one. Much better than flossing. It's instead of flossing, and it's cleaner. And you know, like if you wake up in the morning or even in the night, sometimes with fluffy teeth and a horrible taste in your mouth, I just got up, not last night, but the night before, when I had that and did that, went back to bed, and my mouth was clean, but without that, you know, minty feeling. Anyway, loving it, absolutely loving it. I need to make a video today about my new stuff, my self-care gadgets. You don't have to brush. I still have been brushing, but no, you don't. You don't need to brush. You can just use that. I mean, it cleans them way better. Like, it feels like dentist clean after it's done. And it's just water, so it's great. That's a Philips handheld device, handheld water pick. I'd heard about them a couple of years ago. One of the health channels, a guy was talking about it on there. Not that particular model, but just a water pick, saying how good they are. Yeah, way better than floss. Way better than floss. Floss is just like hard to do. Some places you can't get to, and it's laborious kind of thing. That, way faster, way better. So, manifestation. I used to be big into manifestation. I've manifested some incredible things in my life. And being in the flow, being in that state of grace where things manifest, it's awesome. I don't feel like I've been in it so much lately, although I have, because things have been manifesting. Don't get me wrong, I've got a great life. But there hasn't been that like extra bit of magic, because, you know, when you're manifesting, I don't know if you found this, but when you're manifesting and you're in the flow, and then you get to that thing, trying to manifest that thing that isn't manifesting, like a partner or something like that. And then it doesn't, it's the only thing that doesn't manifest. You're like, and then it takes you out of the flow, that thing. It's like there's another problem here, right? Because we can't manifest if we've got healing to do. Well, we can, but there's blocks to manifestation, right? And then we need to sort those out in ourselves. It's like if you've got emotional stuff going on, it's going to be very difficult to manifest. If you can't let go easy, then it's difficult to manifest, and all of that kind of stuff. So you find that the highest vibing people, the ones that have healed themselves, the ones that have kind of are clear in their mind, the ones that don't get triggered by stuff, or, you know, if they do, they notice it. And, you know, for me, meditation over the years has been to teach me really how to take a step back from my emotions, to not get swept up in it and be reactive. And if you do all of that work and do all of this inner work that we've been doing, then when you get back to your manifestations, then once you feel like good in yourself again and less emotionally charged or emotionally resistant and all of that kind of thing, then when you get back to manifestation, then it works. You're letting go today, good for you. And letting go is a huge part of it too. What was I saying, like in this last week, or was it the week before? Always, it's always the way. If you ask someone what happened before you actually manifested something, people will say, and we can say it ourselves too, because we know this, there was always like a letting go that we did just before something manifested. It's always the way. And it's so hard to let go when we haven't healed ourselves, because we want to hold on to the thing that we can't get. There's something inside of us that knows If I let go of this thing, I'm not safe. I'm not going to vibrate. I'm not going to manifest the new thing. I can feel it. I can feel that I'm not in alignment, and so I can't let go yet. So it's not like a wrongness. We shouldn't force ourselves to let go. It's a natural progression of when we're healed enough to let go. It's like, I used to be a smoker. I only smoked when I drank, but I used to drink a lot from the anxiety and all of that. And I always wanted to stop, and I did stop many times. One time for like 10 years or something. And then, yeah. But when I stopped, I was always kind of forcing myself to stop. You know what I mean? Whereas when I finally stopped, it was different. It was because I'd healed myself and I no longer wanted to do that. And there was just no part in me that wanted to do that to myself anymore. And I was like, it was weird looking back, like, why did I want to do that? I'm kind of feeling like that about drinking now as well. It's like, why did I want to do that? I mean, I understand with drinking it is fun, but with smoking it's not. There's nothing good about it at all. Like, there's no upside, right? But anyway, it's like that. It's like once you've done the healing, once you've got no reason, excuse me, to punish yourself, because you don't feel bad about yourself, then it's easy to let go. So I'm not a proponent of forcing ourselves to let go, because if we do that, it's hard. It's really hard. And we're not in the flow, and so we don't get the replacement. Like the void that we've created doesn't get filled by the universe because we're out of alignment with what it is that we want. And so I just want to relate all of this to this seeking a partner and healthy relationships and all of that kind of thing. As we're healing ourselves and we're doing all of this work, like following what the guides have said in this show, that is us releasing all the stuff, right? Rather than us manifesting it. And we've got to do all of that work to release the stuff before we can get back into the manifesting again. Otherwise, yeah, like I said, that's when manifesting is hard, when we're not yet in alignment with it and we've still got that emotional stuff going on. So what we've been doing in here is releasing, healing ourselves, releasing that emotional stuff so that we can get in alignment. So that when we have this flip manifestation turnaround, like I'm talking about today in today's tarot, it's like, like I didn't know what I was talking about when I recorded that video. But as I was saying and listening to it this morning, as I was getting ready, I'm like, I'd got it slightly wrong in the way that I was communicating it, but yeah, it's a manifestation turnaround within ourselves, which is probably why the energies have got so intense lately. Have you noticed that? The energies have been really intense lately. It's to kind of push us into this turnaround, but it's a turnaround in our energy. Like you say, Barbara, it's like when we realize, look, I'm letting go of that and I'm moving on to other things. Yeah. Well, let's get some cards out. If anyone wants a mini read, get yourself booked in. Yeah, listen to yesterday's and today's, especially for you, Barbara, because no wonder you've shown up in today's show, because you're in exactly the same, you're noticing exactly the same energies as I am at the moment. Same things going on. And I'm getting goosebumps. That there are new people coming in. And when I realised that, it's like I'm in this magical state of manifestation again. And then when I thought, okay, so I recognised previously that I wasn't manifesting a partner. I could acknowledge that, right? And last night I realised I am now. I feel it now. It's an internal shift, and it's happened to me. And I'm like, now I'm manifesting. Now I'm manifesting a partner. And now I know it's someone that's going to be of this vibration, right? So yeah, there's some letting go of people around here, but I was in that process anyway. because I've got new people coming in, and I feel very drawn to just get tomorrow morning. I'm just gonna go get my classes at the new gym and start back there, because I really miss being around those people. Anyway, let's get some cards out, see what the guides have to say. So in the last few days in here, the tower came up. Remember, the universe was going to step in, and I didn't feel like it was something falling apart, but it kind of is, right? And that's what's happening at the moment. The universe is stepping in to get us back on track. And it's not that we've been off track, that's the thing. What we do is we try and manifest things. That's why the spiritual teachings, I've got so many different thought paths here. Spiritual teachings saying things like life is suffering, and we make ourselves suffer by going for things, by trying to get things, and it's kind of true, but it's kind of not. When we try and manifest things, that is what helps us to see where we're not in alignment, and so we can manifest to a certain point, and then we're like, okay, I've got some blocks here, I need to deal with this inside of myself. And so the path, we're still on path, but it feels less magical, because then it's the inner work and it's the hard stuff that we need to do, and it's, it's facing those bad feelings. It's like I did yesterday. It's like, I don't feel good, and I was owning that. I'm like, I don't feel good. I'm not in alignment when I go to that gym, and it doesn't feel good. And like, I wasn't dwelling in that, going, the assholes, the bitches, I wasn't like that. I wasn't dwelling in it like that, but I was just recognizing it and feeling it. Like, I don't feel good. I'm not going to answer the phone. I'm not going to greet the water delivery guy. I don't want to put this crappy energy. I don't want to have interactions with people when I'm in that energy. I was just acknowledging where I was at and what I was feeling. And it turned around. There's something really good about that, being able to feel the feelings, but not get drawn into them, not reactively get drawn into them. Feel the feelings and just go, this is what I'm feeling. Like I said, this is where meditation has led me. Meditation through thoughts coming up. You recognize those thoughts, kind of thing, as an observer. You do meditation enough like that, and it's like, I'm having this thought, I'm having that thought. Not that cleanly. A lot of the time you go off and thought things, and then you realize, I've been thinking again. What am I doing? And unconsciously thinking again. I got myself to the point where I was like, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that. Not dissociating from it, but it's kind of like that. It's been just be able to recognize it for what it is. I'm not feeling good. Let's just feel this, and then figure out what I need to do, or figure out what it's telling me. That's what it is. Figure out what it's telling me. And once I had, boom, it shifted, right? It shifted, and this good stuff was coming in. The stuff that wasn't aligned with me, Yeah, it's hard to do. It is. And it takes practice. It does take practice. Oh, we've got the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles come out. And that's mastery, the Empress. It is mastering ourselves when we're the Queen of all queens, and we're stable in that too. Interesting combination, the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles, because that means stable in that. The Empress first, so a mastery of ourselves and knowing what we deserve and all of that kind of thing, but the stability in that. And what I'm getting from this is, okay, we've been in Empress energy sometimes, and then sometimes not. Sometimes in Empress energy, and then sometimes in why is it not happening? I don't want to be patient, and that isn't Empress energy, right? Empress energy is sure. It's sure. It's when we're not trying to push doubt out of our minds. We're not trying to manifest something and then pretend that we're not doubting, It's when we're sure. We're sure of ourselves, we're sure of our vibes, and we know. It's that knowing energy. And when you get yourself into that place, it's hard to stay there. But we've all been there before. I'm sure you have. Not everybody. But if you're watching me, I'm sure you've been in that place before. And then things start manifesting. Bam, bam, bam. because the universe is on our side, and I see that. I've seen that through my life. Like, I've got myself to a high enough vibration where it's very rare that really bad things happen. Usually things work out for me. But that's not enough for me. I like the magic. I like it more heightened than that. I can do more than that. So I expect good things in this channel and stuff on coming from me, from this state. Because it feels like it's here to stay. It does feel like the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles, it's like staying stable in that. But like I said, it's a practice. It's a practice to keep ourselves stable in that self-mastery thing. For me, it requires, sure, being around the right people, which is, there's not that many, right? High vibing people. But they are out there, and we get to see them more when we are in it ourselves. But yeah, if you find yourself in that resistance, in the this doesn't feel good and all of that kind of thing, you just got to love yourself around it, because there's no point in trying to force ourselves to kick that doubt out and all that kind of stuff. It just doesn't work. We've got to love ourselves through it. That's what works. Got the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is about building something for the long term, right? This is what we've been asking for. Now, when we're talking about long-term partnerships that we can truly build with, it's all the more reason to be talking about this, because what we don't want to do is trying to force ourselves into a place of openness and then be open to the wrong person. We don't want to meet someone until we're in this high vibrational manifestational place, because then we'll meet the right person. Or if we don't, we'll meet the wrong person that will not be the long-term one. That will be another lesson. So it really is about self-mastery first. Yeah, and the Ten of Pentacles is to be able to build with someone for the long term, or someone that'll stick around for the long term because of that similar energy. See, the manifestation card. You see, the cards just fly out differently. They do. I'm almost not wanting to do a how they feel about you. Pick a card read today. I might do a what are you manifesting? Pick a card read. So the Magician is the manifestation card. You know what else showed up for me yesterday? Rhonda Byrne was interviewed a couple of days ago. The author of The Secret and the maker of The Secret film. And she was interviewed by Lewis Howes' School of Greatness 3 days ago, but I didn't see it 3 days ago. No, I saw it last night. I saw it once my vibration had changed, and it's like, oh, here's Rhonda again. How cool. She was being interviewed, and she's very specific about the people she will let interview her. Only Oprah, Lewis Howes, and I just noticed this morning that she's also being interviewed by, what's his name? The one that's on the Calm app, Jay Shetty. 3 high vibing people. She won't let herself, she's like, she gives me hope, like listening to her and how exclusive she is to her vibration, and she just really will not let anything in that's not that high vibration. Is kind of giving me permission to be like that myself too. It's like, yeah, I need to be like that myself, rather than kind of cave and go, oh no, but I want some love, and I want some, I'm feeling a bit lonely, so I just want to be around whoever's there, and so I will, drop my energy a bit to be around people. It's like, no, that is what's holding us back, right, to do that. This manifestational energy. So it was awesome to listen to her last night. That's why I didn't get much sleep last night. Why I didn't wake up before my alarm, because I was listening to that, and I kept on falling asleep. So I'd have to replay it when I woke up again. Anyway, she has brought out some cards. That's why she was being interviewed. So I ordered them straight away, of course. So that's exciting. They'll be arriving. I don't know how long that'll take. And then I noticed on YouTube of an interview with her. The previous interview that she'd had with Lewis Howes popped up, and I love his energy. I could talk about him a lot because he's got divine masculine energy all over him. He was telling this story. She was saying, she was telling about some kind of manifestation thing, and he was saying, oh, it's so funny you should say that because my partner's from Mexico, and they always do this thing, I think it's around Christmas time and New Year, where when they're all together in the family kind of thing, they each get a suitcase, like an empty suitcase or whatever, and then they all say to each other, where are you going this year? Yeah, it must be a New Year thing. Where are you going this year? And they pretend, they go, oh, like, he was saying, him and his partner said, we're going to Japan. And so they got the suitcases, and what they do is like they leave the house, leave everyone there, and they will like walk down the street with their suitcases and pretend to be away for a while, and then they come back in and they're like, oh, how was Japan? So then when they arrive back and they go, it was amazing. So they do all of this manifestation stuff. When he said he saw it as like this cute tradition, but he said, I didn't realise that it's because they know how to manifest, right? And so all of the family are doing this of where they're going. And he said in this interview, you know, he's like, and we've already booked our trip for Japan, and I've just realised that's what we did at New Year, and we've booked it recently. So that, I don't know, it's just, I know that I'm back in the flow again because it's just like one confirmation after another. Not just for me, things are manifesting, but suddenly the right stuff is showing up, you know. Even you, Barbara, popping up with that question, it's like, of course you're going to be attracted to me today to tell you why. You're leveling up, you know. So yes, definitely listen to today's tarot, yesterday and today, and piece it together for yourself, because the universe has stepped in to kind of say, not them, not this. You know, get tuned in. So I also bought The Secret book again. I don't think I've ever read The Secret book. I haven't watched the movie. I don't think I've ever read the book anyway. And then when I listened to her interview, well, I haven't really listened to it, I fell asleep to it, but with the 1 year ago interview or 2 years ago, whenever it was, with her, with Lewis Howes, she was talking about that was done when her book, not a second book, she's written a lot of books, but there was another book, I can't remember the name of it, but I purchased that straight away on Kindle as well. And that's when you know someone's manifesting, right? I listened to the interview before, like 20 minutes into it, I purchased her cards. Like 10 minutes into the second interview that I was listening to, I bought the book. She's manifesting that, right? It's just like a hell yeah straight away for me because of her vibration, you know? It's good. It's like the bag was a hell yes for me too. It's like that bag was a hell yes for me too. It's probably going to be worth a fortune, that bag. Gotta keep it really safe and be careful when I wear it out and all of that kind of thing. Anyway, it's exciting energy. Next we've got the Justice card, and this is karma. This is where you attract in what is in line with you. Things that Rhonda talked about as well. It was about writing those books and how they just flowed through her, and it was really simple. And she said it like took a week, 2 weeks or something to write that book. I can't remember what it's called now. But my books, they took me a day. The books that I've written, apart from the first one I struggled to do. I was like having to write a bit every day. But all the rest of them that I've written and published, they were written in a day, because it happened exactly the same way each time. I would wake up in the middle of it. I'd be in the flow, right? In this kind of state that I'm in now. And then I would wake up in the middle of the night with just this book being written in my head. And it's like, well, there's no chance of going back to sleep, because if I don't physically type this out, it's just going to be, it was there. It's like knocking on the door kind of thing, going, this is the first chapter, this is the first chapter, this is the first chapter. It's like, oh, I've just got to get up and do it. So there I have been, sat in the dark, in the middle of the night, starting my book. My partner would get up and go, you're writing a book, you're not in bed, you're writing another book. And so he would know when that happened, he'd need to take care of me. In other words, like bring me coffee, bring me things to eat, because, bring me glasses of water, because there would be no stopping until that book was finished. Even like reminding me to go and pee. It was that, just that, I've got to get this done until it's done. In a good way, and that's how my books were written each time, apart from that first one. So that confirmation and that feeling, and it's like, yes, that energy, I want to be in that energy again when it's magical. It is. It's so cool. So the Justice card, then you start attracting like what it is that you want with that manifestational energy. Flow energy, in the high vibing energy, it's a state, it's an internal state, and I'm in it right now, and I love it. Previously, I found it hard to stay in it whilst dealing with other people. Because dealing with other people, the majority, very easy to take you out of that, unless you can just, and perhaps I'll be much better at it now, but just like they're allowed to be as they are kind of thing, and it doesn't need to affect me. The reason I found it hard and found that other people take me out of that is because a part of me, the unloved part of me, the I've got nobody part of me, that victim part of me, the love deficit part of me, the love deficit from outside of me, from my guides and the universe all day long, I get that energy from them. But from people, I'm missing out. I've not had that experience. I've not had that. And I feel that's missing. I'm trying to manifest this, And so I have a weak spot, that fault line, where there's a part of me that's like, and I said it was it in yesterday's or was it in today's tarot? Sometimes connection with other people and the love and the community and stuff like that is more important, and it's okay for that to be more important for some time until we've figured out that emotional stuff within us. But yeah, it doesn't mean once you're in a high vibing state, you can be around other people without being knocked out of it, but it's more about getting to the point where we're not affected by their energy anymore. Unconditional love kind of thing. They can be as they are. It doesn't matter really how they are. We're not wanting something specific from them anymore. It's not hurting us that they're not what we want anymore, That allows us to be around other people without taking the emotional hit. And then the Fool. Look at these cards coming out. The Fool. The start of a new journey. I'm told to read it out. I also want to tell you a story too. I told you a couple of days ago, one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life was when I started to have time away from my kids. And it was like the first time in my life, I'd gone from being a student at uni to being a single mom to being married and having more kids. I'd gone from schooling to taking care of a child, and the first time I had time to myself, it was confrontational to me. It was like, what the hell do I do with myself? I've not had time for myself. Like, now I've got a lot of time for myself and I love it. But that was hard, and I made the best decision I've ever made. It was to meditate. I filled that time up with meditation. And that I got into the magical flow then. Incredibly magical flow, because it was kind of the first time that I'd got into the flow like that. So it was jarringly, amazingly incredible and magical. What was I going to say? But there was all kinds of magic that was going on then. Like, seriously, when we say like things won't just appear in front of you. Things were just appearing in front of me. Impossible things. Like, to show me universe isn't what you think it is. What you've believed it to be. I want to read the Fool out. Let's read the Magician out too. The card of the Magician is about creative power. That's what we are. Talent and potent energy. Ooh. That's another thing too, falling in love with other people's potential. We've got to fall in love with our potential and reach it. And we can only reach our true potential, not by trying hard and pushing ourselves into it and struggling. We reach it by getting into the flow like this, and then the magic flows through us. Then the books are written and stuff like that. And we attract the right people in, and it all starts flowing, love and abundance and magical connections and achieving a lot of things and reaching our potential. So, the card of the Magician is about creative power, talent, and potent energy. On this card, there's a hand. So yeah, potential and potent energy, that's important to know. It's potent energy that I'm in right now. And that's when we can reach our potential, when we've got that potent energy. I never connected those two words before, potent and potential. But they are, of course, connected. On this card, there is a hand holding a magic hat, which is the home of the Magician. With her intention and multifaceted skills, the Magician was able to create her own mystical surroundings, an abode full of plants and animals. Her skills are manifested through the 4 elements, represented by fire, water, earth, and air. She taps into these elements, channels the creative energy, and produces magical results. Manifestation, channel power, inspired creativity, and confidence. I'm telling you, watch this space. There's going to be good stuff coming out from me. I was ready for a shift as well. So ready for it. The Fool. The Fool, an adventurous young girl, begins her journey by walking through a blooming garden. And the Fool is beautiful energy, right? Because it's like this is the start of a new chapter. You can start a new chapter once you've gone through all the healing and stuff like that, and how you went manifesting that one last thing that you wanted to manifest, or however many last things that you wanted to manifest that haven't been happening. We go through the healing, we sort all of that out, and then when we come out at the end of it, then we've got this fresh energy. And the universe says, okay, Claire, time to get back in the flow. Here's the magical energy again. Try again. This time you'll manifest. And it's like, woo, level up. That's the Fool energy. The end of the chapter that the guides have been talking about for so long. The start of a new chapter. And having a beginner's mind there, it's like, well, what's manifesting now? It's like, wow, you haven't experienced this kind of thing before. It's something new again. So it's unlikely that I'm going to be doing like the channel book like I did before. Well, it could be that, but it's more likely to be something new. And that is what the guides have been talking about with twin flames, is these are new kind of relationships, not what we've experienced before and not what we've seen before. And so there's a need to be in this Fool energy, ready for something new with a beginner's mind, and go, okay, I'm in the flow, and so I can go forward with whatever the universe brings and what manifests now, which will be in line with what we've been asking for. But taking it to the next level too, and being open to that. The Fool is pure and innocent and ventures out unencumbered. Yeah, it's that readiness. And we can't, like I said, we can't force that readiness, like we can't force letting go, and we can't force letting go of doubt. We can't fake this. There's no faking being in the flow. And so we've got to love ourselves until we get there. And we do naturally get there. If we're doing the work, we do naturally get there. The Fool is pure and innocent and ventures out unencumbered. That unencumbered is once we've released that stuff within ourselves and we're ready without that heavy baggage that we were carrying. She enjoys herself and is curious about her surroundings. Like, what is going to show now? I'm so excited. Her companion is a small bird which represents the liberty to go anywhere. The path she's walking on is actually the tail of a huge crocodile hiding in the shadows of the garden, but the Fool is not aware of the danger in front of her. She knows that life is full of surprises and one has to be willing to take risks in order to experience life fully. Spontaneity, bold beginnings, adventure, naivety, new horizons, and potential. There's that word again, potential. Let's get one more card out because there's space here to put it. The Chariot. I knew it was going to be a major arcana. Of course it's going to be a major arcana with these energies. Cool. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. So when I was in that meditation flow, back when I was 30 and letting go of everything and all of that, oh my God, I've just lost it again. My dad had just bought a bookshop, and that's when I found my first tarot deck and all of that from the bookshop that he'd bought in the cellar. And I went through the stuff, and there was a tarot deck there with the book, the mythical tarot, with the workbook and everything. They say that you don't buy your first tarot deck, that it comes to you. And also, was it from there? I can't remember. There was a book, a white book. It had nothing on the cover. It had no name. It was just a white book. And I was like, ooh, what's this? And inside it was like, it was obviously been printed recently. It was a paperback, glossy white, nothing on the cover. And it was about the universal laws. And it was written a very long time ago. This book doesn't exist. That's the thing, it doesn't exist. It had no title, but there it was in my hands, and I read it and I was like, wow. It had all the laws of the universe in it. I read it and then it disappeared. It was a pure white book, like glossy paperback cover. No title. It did have details of when it was written, and it was, yeah, like I said, it was a very long time ago. I was curious about that, but not curious enough to kind of like, what is this book? I just read it and I was just like soaking it all up. Oh, there's some magical stuff like that happening for me back then. That book turned up on the stairs. I lived in this first floor apartment. My parents had bought it, renovated it, and then I rented it from them because we rented it out to someone. I'd broken up with my ex-husband. Couldn't stay in the house with them any longer, so I decided to move out and rent that place off them. It was haunted too, but it was like a first floor. It was like a house that was divided up into two apartments, and in the middle of the bottom floor was the door to my place. So it was like a door, a staircase, enclosed, and then another door at the top, both locked. And I had the top floor. This book showed up on the middle stair, and that when it had been locked on both sides. And the only people that had keys were my parents, because they'd had it renovated. They'd had like UPVC doors and windows and everything put in. So they were the only people that had the key, and me. And so I called them up. I'm like, oh, didn't you knock? Like, why didn't you knock? And they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you came and let yourself in and put a book on the stairs for me. It was in a paper bag, brown paper bag. And they said, no. I'm like, oh, there's a book arrived here. Anyway, I was like, okay, it's magic then. There's something else in the bag. What was it? It was a brown paper bag. It had the book in it. That's right, it wasn't from the shop, it was from that. It just showed up. That's why I presumed, you see, that it was from my dad, because of the bookshop and everything. Crazy. Yeah, it was about the law of attraction, the law of reciprocity, all of them, all of the laws. Fantastic. What a gift from the universe. The Chariot, why have we got the Chariot there? Go time. It's go time. Let me just get some. What stood out? What stood out with what? The book. Well, it was like The Secret. It was how the universe works, you know? Makes sense. It just made everything make sense as I was kind of going through it at the time. I mean, I was in meditation and I was asking deep questions. You see, in my 20s, I was a single parent, and then I got myself into a graduate job when he was like 6 months old, my eldest son. And then I met my ex-husband at work there, and even though like I couldn't really afford to have that job at first, like I couldn't even afford to eat. I was feeding my son, and I got incredibly thin because I couldn't even afford transport to work. So I bought myself like a second-hand push bike, and I bought a helmet for him. Must have had a helmet for myself too, and had a child seat installed on the back of it, and I would take him to the childminder, go to work. The money that I was earning was only just covering the childminder, but I knew I had to do it right. And his stuff, his nappies and his food and everything, and I was just like living on toast. I think I'd get like a pack of ham, and I'd have like ham and with mayonnaise and toast, like cheaper mayonnaise. You know, you can get like the value mayonnaise. That would be all that I would eat. I got so incredibly thin. But then I got a raise and ended up, you know, in that corporate job, earning a lot of money and investing really wisely too. But I'd done all of these things, and I got to the point where I was like, okay, I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy in the relationship that I was in the work that I was in. I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I was coming up with ideas every time I was on maternity leave of like businesses and the healing stuff that I wanted to do, and then I'd go back to work, and I had everything that everyone thought. You know, everyone's like, wow, Claire, you're so successful. You've got all this money, and you've got this amazing house, like 6-bedroom house I had, and with a wine cellar, and you know, I was working term time, and I wasn't happy, and I wanted to buy a bigger house. It was a slightly bigger house. It had one of those wide staircases, which I really liked, instead of the normal size staircase, which my house had, and it had a slightly bigger garden, and it had an asparagus patch as well. Anyway, I was going to buy this house, and then I thought, what am I doing? That's not going to make me happy. The slightly wider staircase and a slightly bigger garden with the asparagus patch isn't going to make me. It was in like an even posher area than I was in, like in an affluent area for sure. I realised this isn't going to make me happy, and I knew that I had to give it all up. I knew I had to give it all up. That there was this other stuff that kept on popping up for me, the entrepreneur stuff and the healing stuff, and all of that was really important. And so I gave it up, and that's what happened. It's like that's when I turned to meditation. I was asking deep questions, like, because I got to the point where it's like, okay, I'm 29. I've done everything that everyone says you're supposed to do, like. Got to the point where I'm just thinking like getting a bigger house must be the thing, or going on holiday even more. You know, it's like I've done the things that society has said that we need to do, and I'm only 29. If this is it, I don't want to be around. If life isn't much better, like if there's no more to life than this, then that I've done it. One, completed it. Like what else is there to do? I don't even want to be here anymore. So I was coming from that place when I meditated of like, I need answers. I need answers of what, like, you know, what, there's got to be more to this, to life than this. That's where I was coming from, and so that's why I got the answers. I got like huge answers. And remember, I'd been abused as a child too, so I'd already got this connection with what I call my angels at the time that had kind of brought me up too. So I already had that direct connection, that foundation kind of thing to be able to tune in and communicate and all of that. So when I did turn to meditation, it was like, boom, here you go. It's incredible. Yeah, I was extremely joyful at the time. But I hadn't healed myself either, so it was a strange mix that was within me. You know, me out in the world would be so messed up. Me back in my apartment would be magical. Let's get some of these cards out. I've got the Maiden, that youthful kind of an energy. It's like the Fool card, but it's a feminine Fool, the Maiden. Beautiful. I'm not getting it out for Divine Masculine. The Queen, that Empress energy again. our true divinity, you see, we're talking about divine masculine, divine feminine. What's more divine than getting into this energy of being all in the flow and high vibing? I wish there was a better word for it. That inner state, which is just pure joy. It's like, even if nothing manifests like physically from it, the outer stuff, it's amazing anyway, you know, to feel like there's the creator. Yes, there is a lot being created from that energy for sure. We've got the Father too. The divine masculine energy, the Father is a masculine who decides to, I feel like I've said this recently too, in one of today's tarot, who decides that they want to take responsibility, to build something, to be responsible for others, to take care of others, to perhaps have a family, to perhaps be a father, or to be the responsible one and take care of the community or their family, or it's something like that. It's when the divine masculine gets to that energy of like, I want to be a good man and take care of people and do my best and all of that kind of stuff. What else do we need to know? The gem. Ooh. This feels like self-esteem in a card. Like when we realize how special we are. Not like comparing ourselves with other people, just how special and unique we are, as everyone else is, you know. But it's the self-realization there's of, self-esteem, of value, but not in a like I deserve better than this, not in that kind of resistant kind of way, but it's like, oh wow, yeah. It's when you realize like I deserve like an incredible man because I'm an incredible woman. It's that kind of an energy, but it's not the resistant side of that. It's not the I'm an incredible woman, so I deserve an incredible man. It's more like, oh yeah, it's that knowing that it makes sense. I know this now. I feel it. There's a spark of something. It's that creative energy. There's something to do. I've told you this before. What the guides have said to me about divine masculine, divine feminine. It's not the crappy, like, dysfunctional relationships that other people are talking about. It's two high-vibing people that have done the work on themselves, and they come together to create something really special. Really special. Part of it is the relationship, but part of it is something else too. In the world, like something bigger. I can just imagine, right? Like, because I've got a lot of potential, right? If another book gets me like that, then just imagine if I'm with someone that's high vibing and they've got this mission and we're pinging off each other's energy, and then a book starts writing itself through me again. Whoa, like wow. Here's another thing too. Is remember I told you back in year 2011 when I wrote that book, that the only book that's ever been a struggle for me. That wasn't really a struggle. It's just like I had to sit down and write it each day and kind of force myself. The things that you hear about, it's like, the muggle human way of writing a book, of just sit down and write so many pages a day. That's the way I did it. It wasn't a massive struggle, but it certainly wasn't flow energy. So that's how I wrote my first book. Came out like November, I published, I think 2011, and said, oh guys, now I can reach millions of people and help them. They're like, yeah, no. No, you can't, because you're not even open to like the money coming in to pay your bills and your rent, never mind millions that you get from royalties if you help millions of people with this book. So no. And so then I started doing money work, got involved with Denise Duffield-Thomas when she was first starting out. Now she's huge. She's got like Hay House behind her, books published with them, and She's like multi-millionaire. Her work is incredible, but I knew her way back in the day when she first started out. I was one of the first people in that course. It was cool. I'm an OG of that. And I started focusing on the money, and that was good to a point of clearing a lot of money crap that I'd picked up along the way, anti-abundance crap that I'd picked up along the way to clear that out. But then it got to a point where if I focus on the money, it wouldn't work for me. And if I just focused on my work, like, okay, guides, work through me. How can I help people the bad? That's always been my way, not always been my way, my focus in this business, but most of the time, majority of the time, that's what it is. How can I help? Like, show me, work through me, tell me what to say, like, bring the cards out and give me the information. I want to help people. I want to help myself too, you know, and I think I've got a nice balance with that now, like allowing myself to be helped too, or allowing myself to receive from it, which I wasn't. I was kind of a martyr before. I thought it was good. I'd kind of believed spiritual texts that it was good to be a martyr. It's not. Balance is good. So once I was kind of loving myself, and any focus on the money, it's like, oh yeah, okay, let's manifest the money then. The universe would be like, nah, Claire, that's not it for you. It's like, okay, how can I help people? The universe is like, right, let's go, come on. So that, it not being about me, it not being about the money, it being about creating something that's really useful. Hey, Manort. Sure can. You're on a little rant. There's the link to booking for, oh no. Oh yeah, there was a power cut, wasn't there? I lost it. I lost my link. Anyway, you can find a link for the one question readings up in the pin to the top of the live chat if you want to get one of those one question readings. Hey Joe. You're getting intense number messages too, yeah. I see a lot of that. What was it the other day? 1122 when I was in when I was making a pick a card. I lost my line of thought. Yeah, so my focus when it's kind of altruistic, it's balance. Let's put it that way. It's balance. It's not about the money. It's not excluding that. It's about helping people, but it's not excluding helping me. It's a nice balance. And when I come from that place, that's clean for me. And that's when I can manifest. And like I said, the money boot camp was amazing, but when I got too involved in that, when it was like, okay, let's set a money goal then and try and reach that, the universe is like, nah. Nope, that's not the way you do it. And that's personal to me. Like, for some people that works. Obviously, I see people in that group that I'm in from that the money boot camp that she runs, which is like you pay once and you're in it for life. So I got in on it when it first started. Can't even remember how much it was. It's probably like $200. I don't know how much it is now. Well, she's a multi-millionaire. Okay, so the gem, self-esteem, high level of self-esteem, then what? Didn't come out cleanly. Yeah, like I said, that's the self-esteem, it's the shine out, and that's when you magnetize the right information, people, circumstances, interviews on YouTube, all kinds of things. That's when you magnetize it to you. So the Father card is here, so there's mention of the Divine Masculine. So the Divine Masculine is doing the same stuff, someone that's getting in alignment at the same time. And then it's like, boo, manifest. If I pick a card, should be drawn to the flower crystal or the cards. Either, totally up to you. I do tend to pick like a card out that, either the first card out or one that kind of signifies the energy for that reading. Yeah, either crystal, flower, or shell. But I would do it visually. This is for you, Joe. I would do it visually. In other words, the crystal, the flower, or shell, and they're laid out there, and you're looking at that picture, or when I hold them up, the one that seems brighter to you. visually, just for you. That. I don't feel like it's, yeah, okay. So this cave and the sword coming out together here. The cave is when we have time to ourselves to cut out the darkness so that we can be the bright, shiny selves, right? Like I said, it's hard. It's hard when we're not completely healed to be around other people and stay in that high vibing energy, because we want to connect with those people, but it takes our vibration down. And until we can recognize it, like Barbara and I did yesterday, today, whenever it was for you, Barbara, that it's like, oh, these people, they take me out. Take me out of alignment. I need to be by myself. Cut that shit out, you know? It's, and that's not judgmental. Sometimes we can go wrong there and then start judging ourselves for it, going, oh my God, I'm being judgmental. Like, why am I putting myself above them? And it's like, hang on a minute. No, self-esteem. You're not putting yourself above other people, but you're being your true self. You know, there's a difference. It's interesting. There's someone that said, it was a reader or someone got in touch with me, sent me a direct message, and I never responded to them because it was so off. But she said, I came across as snobby on my channel, like putting other readers down. I'm like, that's not me at all. I'm trying to help other readers. I'm trying to help everyone. I'm not saying like, oh, this is me and you can't do it. I'm like, oh, this is me. And you see me in my process of healing myself and getting into these energies and getting into alignment. I share it with you so that you can come along, not so that I can set myself apart from people. She was like so off base. I'm like, delete, not responding to that. But sometimes we just need to cut all of that stuff out. It's like, oh no, this is not, you know, anything that draws us back in to lower vibrations. Got to give ourselves permission to let go of anything and not guilt trip ourselves for it, because that takes us down. It takes us down. That's hard to do as well for me. One of the big things that takes me down is the fact that I've got no contact, or very little contact with my family, even my own children. And that is hard to deal with. It's like, that's a wrongness. Like that feels like it's not in the flow with me. But I think it is. When I'm in the flow, it is in the flow. And it's like, universe, this is not fair. Like, why would that be in the flow? That sucks. But to set myself free from that, from any guilt or feeling like there's a wrongness in it, is tricky. It's the hardest thing, for sure. We've got the nectar, the sweet stuff. When it all starts happening, the handbag, it's that, you know? It's the magic that shows up. So cool. And the mystic, oh, it's not just the stuff that shows up, the abundance, the money, the custom-made handbags, just the great stuff. It's the information, the guidance, the ahas, the ideas, that inner flow stuff that comes out too. It's a mixture of them both and a balance of them both. So when we get to that point where I'm like really happy as I am, I don't need the stuff. Like, I'm not looking for happiness through stuff or through manifesting a partner or manifesting anything. I'm happy anyway, and it's just like ping, 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 magnetized toward me, because I know, and I feel it, that I'm worth it. That is divine feminine energy. Maybe that's the new word for it. Not in the flow or high vibing or any of that kind of stuff. Perhaps it's divine. Divine energy, creator energy, like the divine. Perhaps that's what I need to call it. Anyway, let's stop going on about it, because I need to get my work done. Thanks everyone for coming along. Any of the one question readings that are booked in from now on will be done on Monday's show. I'll hopefully be putting a pick a card read out tonight, but if not, it's going to be I say if not, I'm going to make it. Oh shit, I didn't do that. Aries, I made an Aries reading on Wednesday, so I'll put that out, because it's taking like 24 hours or more to upload those long readings. It's ridiculous. Like, it's like I can upload the deeper dives because I don't edit those. They are just straight as they are. YouTube's like, okay, we'll accept this, can upload that. It's small. Apparently the files are small or something. But if I try and the edited videos like the dailies, it's much bigger file size once I've edited it, sorted the sound out and put in the double click sound and all of that kind of stuff. They take much longer, so the dailies have been taking a couple of hours to upload each. But I've been managing to get those like uploaded throughout the day. But the pick a card read, I started off like at 2 o'clock in the afternoon or something like that, and on Wednesday, when I went to bed, it was still stuck at 45% uploaded. It's like, God, leave it going all night. Wake up in the morning, still not completed. It's like, ugh, too much at the moment. Anyway, let's see if it improves now I'm in the flow. Yeah, so good to see you, Mandy. Welcome back. What have you been doing? Why have you been away? What have you been up to? Cool, huh? Like I said, I expect good things. I expect good things coming from here because I feel amazing at the moment, and I hope to stay in this energy too. I can't see that anything would knock me out now, and it's happened to me. I mean, I don't feel like I forced myself into this at all, or I could feel it coming. I could feel it coming because I'd recognize, like, we are the creator, right? We're the creator of our experience, even in this internal stuff. But I'd recognized, oh, I'm not in manifestational energy. And, you know, it's when we ask, it's when we're, not when, particularly when we're asking questions, but when we're recognizing that kind of an energy in ourselves, I'm not manifesting. The universe goes, oh, well, here you go then. Here's that manifesting energy. Here, have that. And have a custom-made handbag. And great interviews. And new card decks. And new books. It's like, okay, thank you. And a head massager too, it's really good. Hello. So that's me. Don't forget to click like on this video. Before you click off, click on that subscribe button to check out the pick a card read. If I manage to get it uploaded tonight, I'll put it out. If not, it will go out tomorrow night. And got a couple of guys trying to date me at the moment, but they're only here for a couple of days, so I just cannot. I don't have time. I don't have time for short term like that. Why frustrate myself? Okay, have a great weekend, everybody. Let's do this all over again on Monday, and I will see you then. What's that? Come along and join our Facebook group if you're on there. Spending a lot of time at your partner's house. Oh, awesome. I'm so happy to hear that. Manifested the love of your life. Awesome. Yeah, join our community. Stay in touch. If you're on Facebook, there it is. Psychic Cafe Club. Come along. Love to see you in there. Have a fantastic weekend, everyone. And let's do this all over again on Monday and see what's manifested over the weekend. I'm excited to find out. Bye. See you next time. Thank you, Barbara, for booking in. And everyone else for your support of my channel and all those deeper dive purchases, which have been flying in overnight. Surprise, surprise. Of course they have been. Because I'm a magnet right now. So